in game. We've got Robomoo, Some Guy, Colorafa, Recoil, Nightline, Darth Fox, Potassia, Lauren, Another Salty French, Flub, Discrape, Anglosphere, Bonbon, Nubula, Titan, Aoki, Minimi, Fearless Kicker of Arse, Oxothunk, Hello Hawk, MF413, Raikiri, Logs, Antrex, Sov Tripod, and I've no idea how to pronounce that. Again, apologies for having a cold, it's just how it is. Well then, this is a big game. Let's see what happens. I'm crashing. So, going to have that open for the beginning so that we can get our bearings as we go over to ground zero. Ugh. Ugh. It's Spawn Wars. I wasn't expecting Spawn Wars. This is fantastic. There's a whole lot of confusing colours. Some nonsense on the planet. And who knows? A few ponds where people can maybe pop up some naval factories. There's no metal to fight over though. The only reason you'd go there is to try and lock down some of the coastal mechs. Otherwise it's a bit pointless. So here we go then. Spawn Wars mode activated with 26 players or something stupid. Oh, well. What's there to say really? You can see the names down the side. Can't really read them all out. We've got some heavy hitters in there. We've got Darth Fox. Lauren's pretty strong. Flub, Discrape. Titan. A couple of other ones in there as well, if I recall, Uber level. I think Oxothunk is one. I'm not entirely sure. But let's see what's going on. Everyone's pretty much equally spaced. Few people doing perhaps less optimum builds, storage and the like. Should be noted that this game is using a balance mod whereby T2 factories cost 75% more metal, among other minor changes. I think levelers are a little bit more expensive as well. Again, apologies for the cold. I won't be saying it again. So pink com over here, this looks like Flub, is it? Rushing into the water to try and get up some naval presence there. Who else is in the water with him? Colorafa in the dark green over there. White. I can't quite see which of those it is. I think that's MF413 is going to look to go into the water there as well, but Flub there with the advantage. Down to this side, lots of boombots going around, pushing commanders here, there and everywhere. This is Logs over here, wandering over towards Potassia. Potassia into the water as well as Anglosphere. And looks like Some Guy is going to make some play into the water as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep a tab on everything, and it's not working out very well, is it? We got, who's this? Darth Fox going all Rambo with the boombots straight up here. Absolutely painful. Oh, one calm down. Shame we haven't got Shame we haven't got bounty mode on, as this could be quite interesting with that. Who's this down here? He needs to back off a little bit. Raikiri facing off against Night Aligned by the look of it. There's a good number of boombots here ready to change this commander. Just the moment he moves beyond his defences, there are no docks there to defend him. In come the boombots now! Oh dear. I think that's a kill. Most definitely is. Wonderful. Good strategies in this is to try and get that second spawn metal, because of course that's all the metal there is. So if you knock someone out of their spawn, you've got to go and claim it. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot left to really be doing. Looks like, ooh, hello. Who was that just got killed? Bon by Titan down there in the picture-in-picture. Just managed to see it. A little bit of comboxing down there. We got something happening in the main screen here. Seems to be between Recoil and Sov Tripod. There we go. We'll pop that down there while we have a quick look around over here. We've got Potasio being attacked by Oxothunk. Looks like Oxothunk is pushing Potasio right the way out, which isn't great for him. Not going to last too much longer. Flub into the water there and nicely established. They're in. Minimi killed off by Disc Rape again with all of these Commander Boombot rushes. Absolutely deadly if you're not expecting it. You can expect to see a little bit more of that in the early portion of this game. So anywhere else where we can see some early fighting and harassment? Doesn't seem to be. Why are you going into orbit, Purple? Aoki? Why are you off into orbit with Fabaspam? There's nothing out here for you other than the cold darkness of space. Down here, though, I'm going to have to close picture-in-picture sooner rather than later. Ooh, something's happening over there, look. Looks like Robomoo, I think, is having a little bit of a toe-to-toe against Nubula. Meanwhile, in the main screen, Recoil backing off a little bit, recoiling just a little bit, leaving Sov Tripod to take a few Infernos to the face with some ants as well. Down to 3%, having to back off very swiftly indeed. These commanders need to watch out that they don't mutually explode here, as that is very much what could happen in a situation like this. If these commanders blow up too close to each other, Recoil could decide to take Sov Tripod out right now. Take him down with him. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? Is Sov Tripod going to start running away? He perhaps should. Recoil should see this opportunity. Especially now with this going on. We've got Lauren coming in from the back as well. So even if this comm doesn't go down with this explosion, it's not going to be too long before Lauren finishes him off from behind. Keep watching that in picture-in-picture, because I did see that there was some toe-to-toeage going on over here. Looks like, however, Nubula did win out against Robomoo there. Is that Robomoo or is that someone else? That is Robomoo. Yeah. Right, Flub still in the water. With difficulty, I might add. With difficulty. Background here, though, as the Infernos just encroach on Sov Tripod. Can he hold out? The Infernos are taking too much damage there. And he will survive for just that little bit longer. Impressive. So into the orbit with Aoki. Just a single Avenger, someone please. And snipe that orbital comm. Right, well, what's going on up here? Lots of boombots, a few docks pushing in against this commander. Single Uber cannon will make good use of that. This is Disc Rape, isn't it, in red? Oh no, it's not, it's Darth Fox. Claimed 2 bases there. Continuing to stream up the boombots, just ready to maybe take a third one. Ah, well. There goes Sov Tripod. This lake here is going to be an interesting one. I'm surprised we haven't seen more explosions around that. So, pretty much once everyone's kind of established their defences or knocked each other out or whatever, it's then going to be a case of who can just wait out the longest, because in spawn wars, unless you're sure you can really knock someone out of their own spawn, there's not really all that much point in continuing to press for the spawn, because you're just using away and wasting units that you really should be using for your defense. Ho ho. Raikiri, there you go. Darth Fox claiming a third spawn there. Something does have to be noted though. When you see a commander explosion, because it is obvious to everyone, you should maybe make a play for these empty spawns, because if you just let someone conquer someone and move in to their spawn, they just get all that metal for free, and you're then, particularly in a map like this, at a more significant disadvantage than going forward. A little bit of damage being done here by the Anglosphere to some guy's base, knocking him out completely, forcing him into the water there at this end of the lake. Robomoo's still on his pilgrimage. Flub established very nicely here with some orcas. That's going to keep him nice and tidy for the time being. And Darth Fox again. Ah, an orbital launcher. Quite expensive, that. These orbital factories as well supposedly had a big old price hike in this balance. So who's this over here? Not doing much. Antrax. Getting up T2. Now this is nice because yes, you're being defensive. Yes, you're not using units. But eventually you are going to have to start looking out and expanding with scouts to see where your opportunities are for invasion. So there are plenty around, particularly with T2 bot capabilities. Three-way comms fights over here. I'm going to close this for the sake of the frames. There we go, Potassia backing off again. Some guy going to face off against some Robomoo here, unless these two are in voice comms working against Potassia here. They are, of course, in the same clan, so I wouldn't put it past them to use such dirty tactics. Good orbital scouting here from the Hermes by Darth Fox. Ah, here we go. That's exactly what I thought shouldn't have happened. You see, my point now is Antrax doesn't have a huge amount to defend, and he used a bunch of units without having scouted first. A better place to go would have been over here to pink, or up here straight away to the comm, because Slammers would deal with all of this quite nicely rather than attacking a T2 defense, which isn't the brightest of ideas. Robomoo continuing to chase Potassia, going to go through a few minefields though. Going to start stinging just a little bit. Perhaps thinking, oh no, I'm in too deep. Oh. Is he going to walk down to these other mines here in retreat? Oh, no. Oh, that would have been fantastic. That would have been fantastic if he did that. Absolutely. Meanwhile, another salty French is busy spamming Icarus. For whatever reason. Oh, there's an SSX coming out. Because we definitely need those. Titan is doing some nice expansion here, and this move is quite good. Poking the bear just a little bit. In there we don't have any skitters or scouts that are going to be able to see these mines though, so those could pose a little bit of a threat. There isn't any anti-air in there. Docs do have the capability, but not really dedicated. But Titan is being able to scope out his opponent, perhaps needs to back off just a little bit, having contested this base up here, ensuring that Darth Fox does not take it for free. That's exactly what you need to do. Ooh, Sniper Bot's getting a little too close to Discrape's base there, and Discrape is not the sort of bear you want to be poking. That's going to hurt and come back to bite Antrax in the soft derriere. Flub forcing Colorapha out of the water there towards some guy. Could have an additional bit of toe-to-toeage over there. This is nice, actually. I like this from Oxothunk. Just mines everywhere. Great defense. Of course, if you have the ability to scout and see mines, well then, not a huge amount's going to happen. Oh, Robo-Moo. Leveler to the face by Nubula right there. He's managed to get up some T2 vehicles in the meantime, bringing out some levelers, shellers, and vanguards there too. It's going to be pretty evil, and this is good here with this fabricator moving out to do some reclaim. I wouldn't really want to do it with a T2 fab, rather I'd prefer it with a combat fab there, but moving out with a T2 fab is going to allow him to create a T2 forward line here. Ptasia and Yellow looking just a little bit flimsy there, in between three superpowers, relatively speaking. Not looking great. Of course, some guy has a lot of Infernos to deal with, and he needs to back off here. That's a lot of blue fire. And he's not going to survive that. Down goes some guy. And that actually provides Coloratha with a little bit of a breather there, so he doesn't have to go toe-to-toe. He might want to be cautious about what he might find around that explosion. But Oxothunk claiming a victim. Most bases getting to T2 now, which is pretty much where we need to be at this stage of the game, 16 minutes in. Should be getting up the T2. We've got T2 vehicles here from... who's this? Halo Hawk, I think. Over here, Disc Rape versus Titan. Not Disc Rape, Darth Fox. T2 army though, Slammers and a bit of anti-air this time, plus some Infernos to soak the damage. Slammer's going to be able to deal with that wall from a distance, while the Infernos continue to tank. Commander having to turn tail and run here. Darth Fox does not have any units to deal with this. It's just going to have to be Uber Cannons. He's going to have to hit them home. Is he going to manage it? Ducking and weaving. The answer is no. And now if Titan's very careful and savvy, he can go and claim this base down here as well. Darth Fox there, leaving two bases unattended. Please report any unattended bases to your nearest point of security. Oh dear. A little bit of calm now though. Aoki there, expanding to the other side of the pond. Getting just that little bit of metal, because every little bit of metal here counts. Oh, he even has a Sussex. Sussex up and out. Could go and surprise a few commanders by going and sniping them here. Nearest neighbours. No orbital defences. Bring out a Hermes. Go and scout. See, you can go and do some easy snipes. Anglosphere. Getting up to T2 naval, although does already have T2 vehicles. Ptasia playing the dangerous game. Down there, 3%. Not really wanting to attack Fearless Kicker of Arse at this stage. Is that Fearless Kicker or is that Halo Hawk? Their colours are too damn similar. I think this is Fearless over here. And this is Halo Hawk. But either way, going around like that is not what you want to do. Titan establishing himself here. Look at this. Look at this big old swathe of the planet that is now effectively Titan's hunting grounds. Flub there, trying to do what he can. He's stuck in the pond there, having fought off all of his opponents there. Ptasia wanting to try and keep out of this fight here between Halo Hawk and Nubula. Halo Hawk not quite a T2 power yet. Trying to do what he can against the T2 power there. Oxothunk with a little bit of air. Sees, there's a commander there. Can't do it with one bomber, but if he has, say, 4, that'll be an easy picking. But perhaps doesn't want to do anything like that just at this moment. This T2 army should have no qualms dealing with this. There are a few levelers in there, and you've got some combat fabs as well. Good to see those being used, especially with the Vanguard. especially with the limited amount of metal on this map. There we go, Potassia desperately trying to heal up to 7% now. Can't do a huge amount else. Titan there, claiming those bases. Ooh, look at this! MF 413 moves in. Unwelcome. But nabs the metal, and that's what you need to do. You need to take those opportunities where you can get them. What's going on over here? Woohoo! Disc Rape against Anti-Rex. Again, I did say earlier, Disc Rape isn't the sort of bear you want to be poking, but that's a lot of boom bots. Wow! How many is that? 226 booms. All you need to do is a little bit of scouting here, Anti-Rex, and you can go and kill Disc Rape's comm with relative ease. You just got to manipulate those booms around the side of this army here. Try and goad them away, but something's got to be done because your commander's weak. You're building storage. And you've got booms. You've got lots of booms. Oh dear. Titan forking. Halo Hawk. And what will Titan do hereafter? Will he move towards Nubula? Or will he move to eliminate Potassia and then Oxothunk in mint green? It's hard to tell. Looks like it might be a little bit of both, but Potassia is going to go down. Try as he might, he wasn't going to last very long. Stuck in between all of those powers. Oh dear. Well, this is what you call a waste of boom bots. Look at them. They just can't get round the water. Can they find the combat? There's just so many boom bots. The fire rate isn't enough. They're just too many. It's like banelings here. Come on, there's the commander right there. You can kill him. No, you've missed your... No! Oh! How could you blow that? Oh my... How? How? How do you manage that? Oh, Antrex, you deserve to be explodabiggled for that. Disc Rape moving into Antrex's old base, though, moving out with the commander towards the mountains here. This is going to be a nice little defensive position for his commander, it has to be said, particularly against Titan, although Titan can, of course, pop up a little bit of artillery. There we go. Antrex down. And out. What do we got over here? Titan moving out, saying, "Oi, MF413. That's my claim by right. I paid for that with blood and metal." There we go. Something has to be done about Titan, though. He's just growing and growing. And the other players are Turtlin and Turtlin. What's going on here? Anglosphere against Oxothunk with this big old navy. Oxothunk is going to have to back off here. Ooh, Pelicans. Are those vanguards in there? I think they are. Got to be careful where the commander is. He's in the middle of the water, so he's not going to get the comm snipe. Even if that's what he's hopeful for. Oh dear. What a shame. Okay, so looks like Disc Rape versus Titan is going to be the fight to watch here, as everyone else is still trying to figure out their footholds. Nubula's doing okay. Fighting back Titan a little bit. Titan needs to be a little bit more defensive than this. He's not got as many units as Nubula there. Nubula with the superior number of levelers. Got a few catapults here. Those are pretty decent against levelers. Got some sniper bots in there, the ghillies. But look at that, Titan forced into the concave of Nubula. And Titan now, if we go into the army tab there, Titan's down to only 80 mobile units, whereas Nubula a little bit greater. And a lot of Titan's units are air forces. So Titan, effectively, if we look around, has no ground forces left. That's not good news for him. How has someone not killed off Aoki's orbital commander here? Come on. We've got a bunch of Suzuks. And the longer they're leaving it, the less likely it is for any orbital attack to happen, because everyone's getting orbital defences now. We've got umbrellas going up all over the shop. And it's not good news, because that's where all the comms are. Titan though with a T2 air this time though. Does Discrape have any answer for the T2 air? He has a fair bit of anti-air on the ground and in the air. Will that hold him out enough? We'll have to see. He is moving to T2 air himself, so that should be enough. But again, if we look at the economies, there's just not enough metal to do any of this stuff that the players want to do. It's spawn wars with 3 metal per spawn. It's not great, is it? But there we go. MF413 there, wondering, what am I doing? Don't worry, we're wondering the same thing. Flub's also there, still with a T2 naval, just trying to keep his lake. Oxothunk, or as Phil seems to say in the chat, Ohotnik. Trying to do his best, but his base is more or less eliminated here by Anglosphere, who's just had this pronounced naval force that I did say was going to be crucial in terms of holding the coastline. Atlas? Who's building an Atlas? Why are you building an Atlas? I saw an Ares coming up over here as well. Difference is this is with efficiency, whereas the Atlas, however... Oh no, the Atlas is with efficiency as well. Lots of T1. Ooh, we can have a surprise winner here. Problem is he's got to have enough air support if he wants to take on Titan, for example. All those gunships and bombers will make short work of the Atlas. So he's got to make sure that he has that support. And I don't think he has it currently. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Excuse me for a moment. Righty. So, looking around then, what different things can these players do? It's really getting to the point where those without multiple bases that they've claimed really have to think about using their units wisely. There's the orbital snipe. And all of these Suzuks and the Atlas that were built and sat there waiting for ages. Wasted. That's why if you get an orbital advantage like that, you got to use it. He could have taken out Discrape long before he got into orbital, but he did not. Because he decided to turtle. Don't turtle in free-for-alls. Don't do it, he says, looking at everyone turtling. This chap over here, Fearless Kicker of Arse, is not going to win. I can tell you that with absolute certainty. Flub, I don't really think has much of a chance. Well, because I think is in an interesting position. I'm not entirely sure he's going to win. Nubula has a good number of units. He just needs to know what to do with them. But it's going to be either Titan or Discrape. Titans forward base there, getting eliminated. As Shellers find themselves on the front lines, don't want to be there. Air forces clashing. Titan has the T2. In it comes for the support there, but there's a storm and he doesn't want to bomber the storm. And now he doesn't have many interceptors left, and all of a sudden Discrape's air is coming in, taking the advantage. Titan there with a little bit more, but Discrape, just too many units. And will now have an opportunity to chase down all of these bombers and gunships, but he decides, no. I'm not going to overstretch myself. I'm not going to overstay my welcome. I'm just going to push forward with my ground and see what I can do. Youch. That was painful there for Titan. Loses a forward base, loses his army, and loses his interceptors. All of a sudden, Titan is looking like a bare bones base more than anything else, and there's the rest of his air gone now. He's got his gunships, but they've been chased down by the Phoenix, and that's it. And all of a sudden, Discrape looks like he might have this in the bag, but nobody knows. Hold up! When did this get built? Lauren's got an Ares. And note how he's keeping it at a distance as much as he can. There's a few T2 naval vessels here. He doesn't quite have the arc to be able to shoot at them, but there are enough Blue Hawks to be able to deal with that as they encroach. This is good moves here by Lauren. Keeping to himself. Expanding a little bit. Like, look at this. Notice how another Salty French must surely be able to see that there's orange stuff going. He doesn't. He hasn't even built a radar. Ah! Where's your intel? Oh. Good Lord. Good Lord. Oh, something just decided to die over there. What happened? Oh, yes. That was Aoki's base. Discrape, however, now pushing into Titan just a little bit. Titan forced onto the side of Nubula. Nubula could claim the kill. Not like it would make much difference. Suzuk's coming in from Hotnik. Still working on his Ares. Flubs. Leviathan shelling away from the lake. All of a sudden, Anglosphere has to answer this. He's got some orbital defences now. And the Sussex has missed its opportunity. And down it goes. What's the Hotnik's commander doing all the way up here? No idea. Titan not looking too healthy, though. Another air engage. Keeps his air numbers at bay there. A few more Phoenix from Nubula. Could level the playing field there, and they will. If they commit to it, they do. And the field is levelled. Titan no longer has any air. Once again, Discrape pushing in from the north with a horde of levelers against a lot of static defences. They're probably not going to make their way all the way to the com because there's just too many catapults here, there and everywhere. Oh, we've even got Hornets. Don't see many of those. That's good. But Lauren needs to think after Fearless Kicker of Ass, what can I do? I've got to move into the base, sure. Got to do a bit of scouting, certainly. Let's have a look at what he can actually see based on the rest of the map. He sees that there's a bit of pink over here. He sees that that's the extent of Discrape's base. He sees that Discrape is starting to colonise over there. He sees a bit of pink over here. He sees green to his south. So this is good intel, relatively speaking. He knows the extent of where he can build. He knows the sizes of the bases over there. And he knows that Disc is an orbital power with a lot of T2. So Lauren's been doing alright. Fearless Kicker of Arse, though, forced away. Far away. Hotnick there. Getting forced out of orbital by Umbrella creeping. We've got some anti-nukes though, that's good. Preemptive. A heavy investment in metal though to go anti-nukes. Discrape doing the same. Titan here calming down a little bit. Realising that with the fact that Disc has seen all of his static defences there, Disc may give up on attacking. Because if you see a lot of static defences, you're like, oh, there's better things I can be doing than trying to just run my units through that. And so Titan now has given himself a little bit of a breathing space in order to be able to rebuild a little bit. Ooh. What was that? MF4 and 3 gone down. Oh, Boombot snipe. Would you look at that? Got a little bit of scout here. Cheeky little vision. Whoever this commander sees a lot of static defences, but he's like, nope. I'm gonna do it. I've got enough to do it. And there it goes. Too many booms. Far too many. Nebula starting to shell flub over there. Flub safely under the water as Anglosphere has a little nose around. Discrape continuing to build his air, although not really doing a huge amount. He's starting to move his land down south. Hopefully with that he'll start to push into Lauren, perhaps. The problem is, if I have a look at all of that, there's no intel units there, insofar as all of these mines are going to be very deadly if he doesn't have, say, a skitter or a combat fab with him. And he doesn't have either of them. Which means those mines are dangerous. Ah, here, look. Lauren doing a bit of scouting. Sees all that air. He's going to start thinking, okay, yeah, alright. I need to do something about this. Here we go. What's going to happen with this air? 3 guesses. Who's going to win? Is it purple, purple, or purple? Let's see. There's a lot of Phoenix in there for Titan, though, so it should be able to take a big old dent out of Discrape. But this kiting is good. Just picking away at it. Oh, that's the blob. You don't want to blob up. Oh, horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Flub doing a bit more scouting there. Discreep doesn't seem to be doing a huge amount. He seems to be consolidating his positions, and that's about it. Moving into the water here to be able to take out another salty French. But other than that, these remaining 8 players seem relatively comfortable with what they have. They're going to each assume that the others are going to be fighting amongst themselves, but they're not really, because there isn't any metal to fight over. His use coming up from Nubula. Nubula has a large army here. Let's have a look in the army tab there. Who's got the largest army right now other than Discrape? And that would be Nubula. Followed closely by another salty French, but that's because of a lot of Icarus here, so we're not going to count that. Economies, who's got the largest? That'll be Disc. Other than Disc, it's Nubula. So Nubula's here really in an okay position to do some damage. What's he going to do with it though? He can go and take out a Hotnik, but that's going to give the base to Anglosphere. So he doesn't want to do that. He wants to maybe think about taking out Anglosphere first, if at all possible. There's just too much air around there, which is going to make it very difficult. Could go up and take out Titan, but that would leave a power vacuum here for Discrape to move down into. This is well played by Disc. He's expanding to new places each time and not overextending himself. He's sort of expanding, consolidating. Expand, consolidate. To the extent that you've got these kind of satellite fortifications around his original main base, which is really good news for him. Really good play there. Forward thinking. I like it. Excuse me a moment. Thank you for the follow there, fan of war. Much appreciated. What do we got then? Have we got any movement? Anglosphere there with a bunch of interceptors moving out towards Nubula. Having a look around. Seeing where a Hotnik's commander is, sees that there's now no anti-air defences, and I'm sure would love to start moving in, but just can't quite find the ground units to do it. They're all on the other side of the base, could just move over and do something about it, but is reluctant to do so. Discrape is sitting content. This is slowing down a bit, this game now. Been a bit slow for a while. Yeah. Looks like there's a firefly in the water there from Titan. Ha! The cheeky bugger. Just scraping there with the T2 naval. Hold up, that's a Zeus ready. From Titan of all people. Where's that going to go to? Is that going to go to Disc? No, I don't think so, not with this amount of air. You know what someone could do here is they could just try and rush up a Ragnarok. Just build a bunch of storage. Oh, Manhattan. Who's building a Manhattan? Not what you want to do. No, the Zeus is going to come over here and kill off a Hotnik. From Titan. The Manhattan will not be able to get off the starting mark there. That's very much the end of Hotnik. Had a good run. Good survival. But didn't quite manage it. After all. But that's going to give, excuse me, this whole area here and this metal to someone else. Because I highly doubt Titan's going to go over and move into that, is he? Whoa. Lauren and Disc going to be fighting over the top of another Salty French's base. Lauren seeing, oh my goodness, that's a lot of air. I need to deal something about that. I need T2 air. I need a Zeus. I haven't got one. He's got an Ares. Oh, there's a Zeus from Nubula now too. Oh dear. Everyone's getting Titans. And Disc is going nuclear. Ho ho. Well then. Is Flub still around? Just doing his own thing, I think. Not really caring. He does have an opportunity here to really start growing big time if he just focuses on air. He could really come back in this game because he's got, what, 1, 2, 3 bases there that he can move to? With T2? 3 bases is a pretty decent amount in this game currently. Nubula only has 3. Disc has a downside more, of course, because no one's really contested it. Lauren has... what's that? 1, 2. Anglosphere, potentially 3, 4. Titan 1, 2, 3. So yeah, Flub could really come back into this game. Too bad that he's thrown in the towel, really. Now, rather than this, building mines here, which aren't going to do anything, I might add, why not just send your subs over and actually attack this naval base? There's no torpedo defences here whatsoever other than 1 sub. And yet, what do? You sit here. Oh dear, heads up, what's going on? Whoa! Nubula! Well, there goes Flub. What was that I was saying about Flub a moment ago? What's Anglosphere doing with his air? What's he doing? Excuse me. What a Nelly. What was that for, Anglosphere? You just had to get a front row seat? Ah, dear. Well, there goes Flub, and that gives Disc the opportunity to move here and here. Nubula has to be quick off the mark then to be able to move to all of these bases if he wants to actually contest Disc rate going into the next stage of this game. Otherwise, Disc is just going to happily move in. Once more uncontested. Ooh. Hello. We've got locusts. How much can they really do though? Because we've got triple barrel point defense in these bases. Just not quite sure it's going to happen. How's the nuke coming up for Disc? Slowly. Do we expect anything else? The amount of eco available in this game, nukes are going to take an absolute age. Started conservatively. Yes, well. Silly. Ah, this could have been done a little while ago with these subs, couldn't it? Too late now, isn't it? Just a little bit there. Another salty French. Has Disc moved into Flub's areas? No, he is not. He's eyeing them up though. Look at this army that's moved all the way to the front lines. Titan's wondering, what on earth am I supposed to do now, mate? Got lots of boom bots over here. I wonder what happened to his Zeus. Did he get shot down somewhere? Oh, no, there it is. It's ready. As Disc rate moves through a minefield. Oh, it's not looking good for Disc. That's one big minefield there that the army is rolling through. That's not good news. Kabang. The joy of minefields. Why is the army just sat? Are you AFK as well as turtling, Salty French? Good lord. Lauren seems content to do nothing either. An Anglosphere. Again, all of this metal that's unclaimed. Come on, folks. Now you see here, Titan shouldn't really do this because Discrape's army is getting destroyed over there. If this commander goes down, these levelers aren't going to have a chance of going down either. I wonder if Titan's noticed that. I wonder if that's what Titan's holding off from. Oh no, he's just being silly. There we go. Titan with all of these fabs here will be able to move up here with all of the boom bots, kill off the kaijus and the levelers, maybe think about claiming this metal, but Disgrape I think is a little bit too big now. Let's have a look at the army tab there. 960. There's not a lot of coming back from that, is there? Nubula, the next strongest player. That's about 2/3 the eco, half the army size. No one's really making a concerted effort against Disc here. His nuke is up to what percentage now? 69%. Does Disc have Kestrels? Asks Philo. Yes, he does. He has 14 Kestrels. Wait, that 15. Oh no, that was selected as well. 14. It'll be 15 in a moment. It'll be fine. It's not split hairs. There we go, 15. Now this is Nubula's idea of an attack. Docks one by one. Oh dear. Silly. Silly. If everyone just moved north right now, Disc could probably have a little bit of a problem on his hands, but he's still got enough units to be able to defend and have a good fight with on each front, which is amazing considering the economy that's available. Here we go. The Zeus is very weak. That'll be focused down and it'll be over before you know it. This is just like watching when Disc is actually going to decide, oh yeah, I could probably attack now. Trying to Kestrel kill the commander there. Doesn't look like he has enough to be able to manage it. Yeah, I think he does. 13. Oh, in comes the Zeus. Ah, one shot. And that's it. And that's the end of the comm. Bye-bye. Oh dear, bye-bye Disc's Air Force! Oh no! Oh wow, Disc's Air Force just got destroyed, but he does have a nuke now ready. Oh. Come on, folks. Band together. Do something, please. Nubula suddenly has the largest air force in the game, but Disc is already up to size. If only people did stuff. Here we go. Do something indeed. Hashtag Intel wins games. Oh, goodness me. Look at this army. He could move up and... Ah! Philo in chat. People play PA without playing PA. I know. Isn't it infuriating? It's like, yeah, I've got some nice icons here. I kind of like this icon arrangement. And I'll leave it as it is. Yes. They do leave it as it is. Infuriatingly. There we go. Finally moving out just a little bit. Thing is, what have we actually got in this army here? So we've got some shellers, we've got some for... Uh-oh, that's a nuke I hit. Is that going for the army or for the base? If it's for the base, there's an anti-nuke. But if it's for this side of the base, there's no anti-nuke. Is that a defensive nuke? It's not. It's an offensive one. Is it going to be antied? If so, that's a wonderful use of metal by Nubula and a wonderful waste of it by Disc. It's getting close. It's close. It's close. It's close. Oh. Oh dear. Ouch. That was a wonderful hit there from Disc. And all of a sudden Nubula, who wasted enough time just watching his icons move around, realises, yeah, I missed my opportunity. And yes, you did. Do you have any intel on what's going on, Nubula? No. Just look at all of that. Just disappeared. Bloop. Nothing. Intel wins games! Oh, wow. Stop. Thank you. There we go. Disc has won this by default of simply being good. Oh yeah. If you don't mind, folks, I'm going to give my voice a rest because, as you can probably tell, I've got a cold. So unless there's something particular that I want to point out, I'm just going to give my voice a little bit of a break. Hope you don't mind. Discrape seems to like moving his air to and fro, doesn't he? Without actually doing anything with his land forces. Look at this. Look at this. Ooh, some flak. You don't want to go over that disc, do you? Oh, that's a no. Yeah, disc is earning eco-wise. Look at that, 700. An army. Oh. It's almost as if he read my mind. Look at all of these fireflies here. That's nice. Just a little too late, really, isn't it? Ooh, 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 oh, oh. It's an air fight, but it's T1 versus T2. Who do you think will win? Oh no. Now this is exactly what I was saying earlier about Titans without air support. Oh dear. Oh look. Lawrence coming in with a bit more air. Orbital is coming up over there as well. Here comes Nubulo with a bit of air. He's just blissfully unaware of the fight going on over here. Blissfully unaware, look at this. Oh, perhaps not anymore. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He's not microing, he's not seen it. Oh no. There we go, all of his air's spread out for some reason. Oh, he's got some angels in there. That's good. That's very good. That should kill off a bunch of missiles. I wonder, actually, if that's going to change how this is going to work out. I think angels deal with air-to-air, don't they? Nukes away. Where's it going? Down here. There's some anti-nukes now, Disc. Run away! Oh, there's no anti-nukes over there. Oh, yes, there are. Just got in range. Whew. That was close. Disc finally getting into the orbital game there. We've got some orbital intel that'll help him. But this fight here is where it's at. There's a Zeus there. The thing is, Disc is just containing these players just because they don't have the confidence to do any form of engagement. Plus, the players don't quite realise that you just got to scale your production. After a while, you just got to build more T2 factories and turn off your T1 ones if you've got limited eco. Speaking of eco, unclaimed, unclaimed, unclaimed. Disgraceful. See, Disc has moved over here now, claiming Titan's base. And there really won't be much to deal with it. Now an anti-nuke did launch there. Oh dear, 2 storms and a flak cannon that were just flown over. Look at all the health bars on that air now. Ooh. That's not good. Come on, folks. This is getting a little bit ridiculous now. I've been trying so hard. Just gonna select all of Disc's army for a second. All of his significant ground army here. If he blobbed it all up, he could walk in here, easy peasy, with air support, but he's not. God only knows why. Lauren, with this military, could wander north and take out all of this metal that Disc has got. He's not. God only knows why. And I'm bored. Here we go. Maybe this will support Disc's push. From a distance, he'll be able to now whittle away at this army with little to no repercussion. Oh wait, now people are moving. What's going on here? Only 30 minutes too late. There's the air disintegration. Come on, Disc. You even got orbital stuff. Come on. Lauren's asleep. Lauren hasn't done anything new in ages. I don't know what Lauren's doing. Trying to expand a little bit? I don't even know. Another Zeus ready. Is there a point to it? Not really. Doesn't have the air to support. Oh dear. I can't believe there weren't any storms in that land army. And Here comes the orbital support. Quite why we've got Artemis when there's no orbital defense is beyond me. I don't know why Disk is building Artemis. Syzyx are the ones that shoot the ground. Oh. And now Disk is going to retreat because he hasn't got his Ares. Oh! You got 10 minutes, guys. And I'm calling it. 10 minutes. To sort yourselves out. I wonder if Disk might decide to nuke this army here. I wonder if he might do that. Oh, Manhattan. Disk has built Manhattan. What's he going to do with it? That's a change. Oh, at last. At last. The Lauren comes north for the winter. Blats away over some flak. And gets destroyed. Okay, never mind. A moment's excitement. Gone. Look at all these SXX that he's not using. Ah! Do something. See, look at this. Lauren's suddenly come back from tea break. Suddenly wakes up and all of a sudden Disk is thinking, wait, I wish I had more units over here. Oh. Would you look at this? There's a nuke away. Is it a defensive one? It is. No excitement today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have defensive nukes. Good move from Disc. Doop. Manhattans don't like rocks. This push here could do some damage. But it is not the terror you describe, Recoil. The unit composition here from... I've forgotten the name now, it's been going on for so long. Nubula is strong here. But he's just not committing to any fight. He's got artillery, he's got anti-air, he's got docks to soak any boombots that come for his tanks. He's got an Ares for long-range stuff. He's got a few Blue Hawks in there for anti-orbital. He's got some Fabbers around to support. But he's not committing to anything. He could push this now, and he could probably push all the way through to the comm. But he's not. Why? I'll show you why. Blip! Because he's got no idea what's going on. You've got an intel, you've got a scout. Here comes a nuke for the army. It better go for the army and not the base here. Or is it going for the comm in the water? Oh dear. Still, the army's still there and big and potent and evil looking. Why has Lauren got 2 Ares in his base and not doing anything? Why has Disc got umpteen SXX floating around, not doing anything? Why is he still building Artemis? He should be able to see the comm now, really, and probably thinks, oh wait, that was a waste of a nuke. But he could wander over here and just go for the comm snipe with all of these SXX. He must be able to see it. He sees something in the water. Oops, need to turn off Disco Vision. There we go, right. As all the Suzuks catch up for the comm, finally ending Nubula's nonsense. Gosh, it's not like he could have done that 20 minutes ago. And now for Lauren. Oh. Kaijus get killed by mines after all. Huh. Nuke is ready. Is it going to launch? No. Units coming in. Still hasn't learnt from Disc. He knows there are mines around because he's lost units to them before, yet he still doesn't put in skitters with his army. So his army just continually loses units to mines. It's unbelievable. One must learn from their mistakes in war. It's 5 minutes past my cutoff. Come on. I want my dinner. Ah, Nubula. Welcome to the stream. It's not so much that you needed more air, you just needed more awareness of what's going on, because it's like I kept saying all the time, is that you just didn't know anything about your opponent. You probably could have pushed out, but you just didn't commit to it. You could have pushed out probably about half an hour ago. Disc's army was all over the place. Look at it. The only reason that you then couldn't push out with your army is because Disc got his nuke up. You just needed to put an anti-air in your army, which you kind of did towards the end. But the moment Disc got his nuke up, you were basically attacking against a defensive nuke capability, which with a slow army is, you know, is pointless. Like right now, you'll probably see, if I go over this, oh, I'll do it again because I've got a little bit of Disc's stuff. Down here you can see the army composition. There's 11 storms in there. There's a lot of air, not enough, but there's, you know, a lot. It doesn't really matter because the mainstay of the force is on the ground with enough anti-air. 2 Ares, 19 levelers. All of these slammers down here, and they're just sat around doing nothing. If they all banded together and wandered up, they might be able to do something. But because Disc has his nuke, they can't. If they wander up with a bunch of fabbers and build anti-nuke anti-nuke creeps going up, you might be able to do something about that. You see, like, of that entire army, why send this Tiddler? I don't get it. Just why? I mean, yeah, it could do a fair bit of damage here, but this army's going to intercept now, because this one stopped moving. If this one kept moving up in a this-wardly direction, up there, he might have been able to take out all of this power with him. But no. No. Oh dear. Manhattans are coming through the water behind. Oh yeah, I agree, Phil. Best strat not to play on this map. Fantastic. There we go. We're going to have a chain Manhattan here, I reckon. Here we go. Tick, 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 tick. This Manhattan can pop and all of this air will just die. So this is not a good decision to have all of that air over that Manhattan. They're not going to fight over the Manhattan while it's about to die, are they? No way! What are you doing? Lauren, get away! Goodness me. Now they're focusing on the Ares. Why? He's got an Ares to defend. It doesn't matter. Oh. Best thing to do is fight defensively over your anti-air, but no. No. Spawn Wars has been proven over the past 4 years of PA to be a very dull game. 4 years of PA have taught us this. Did I just have an internet glitch there? I think I had a net derp. A Manhattan blew up an Ares. Are we back? I think so. You can't see Econ tab because... yeah. There we go. Got a nuke on the launch pad ready. I reckon Disc is saving that for defensiveness. Oh, yeah, the eco is a given. Look at how much of the map Lauren has. Okay, look for the green dots. Okay, so we can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually, in each spot there are 3. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for Lauren. How many for Disc? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, possibly more. Yeah. There you go. 811 to 344. 400 units to 200. Disc could push. Oh yeah, by the way, folks, you need to learn that storms are not good against kestrels. Just a heads up. You want spinners versus kestrels. And you see there, Disc attacked with a tiddly portion of his army. Look where the rest of it is. He's got 2 Ares sitting over here. Or he will do. He's got 1 Ares sitting over here. What's he doing with it? Not a lot. Ah! Good lord. Oh yes, most definitely dual scoops. It would also give an incentive to actually fight over something, because currently what we have is the odd little bit of metal that someone can move to, fortify, and then forget about. And thus, because there's such little metal, it takes far too much of an investment just to break that one little patch of metal. Let's look over here. Look at what's been fortified over here. We've got flak, we've got point defense, we've got artillery, we've got catapults. To break this, that's going to take a good amount of investment of metal, which, given the fact that it takes so long to build anything anyway because there's such little metal, there's no point. We've got Suzuki still sitting over in the sky over there, not doing a huge amount. Lauren's doing a little bit of expanding with airfabs, or at least I thought he was, but no, he's doing some reclaiming there, so that's okay. What's the system called so I can avoid it? BRI Ground Zero. Or BR1. Battle Royale 1. Here we go. 2 Ares, can we do summit? 3 Ares, can we do summit? Mate. Where's the commander? He must be up around here somewhere. Look, there he is. He's running away. As the Ares snipes him.